Hi Taurus, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Hope you're really well. Today is your 2016 year ahead tarot reading forecast. Now, just let you know how I do this, Taurus. I use 2 decks of cards, well 3 really, if you count my angel cards. I use 2 of the Rider-Waite decks, okay, but I'll use the miniature versions, okay. So for to represent the 12 months, I'm using the Rider Tarot deck miniature edition. There it is. And what this is, the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm recording from my bedroom at the moment. It's very difficult to record downstairs at the moment because everybody's on holiday, got a family, well, my family that I live with, my twin sister, my brother-in-law and my niece. So, you know, when everybody's up and about, it's very difficult to be able to use the large living room space or dining room space. So I've set out a nice little place on my small desk and I had to buy some miniature cards just to be able to utilize space properly. So I'm using this. How I do the readings, Taurus, is I do them in 3 months chunks. So I basically do from January through to March, then we'll have a look at April through to June, then we'll have a look at July through to September, and then we'll have a look at October through to December. For each of those 3 months I use 6 cards, so 2 cards to represent each month. So 2 cards for January, 2 cards for February, 2 cards for March. But what I don't do is say in January this is going to happen, February this is going to happen, March this is going to happen. I blend all the cards together to come up with an idea of some of the messages or situations that might be that you guys might be facing in 2016. What I also do is I use my Universal Waite Pocket Tarot deck as well, and I use these cards because what I do after what I also do is I will shuffle these cards and I will ask the universe, spirit guides, for an advice card. So what is the message that they have for you for that particular quarter of the year? So I'll ask what message or advice the angels would have for Taurus, you guys, between January and March, between April and June. So there'll be 1 card that represents each of those 3 months. I hope that's making sense to you guys. At the end of the reading, what I then do is I choose an angel card. I'm using my Angel Tarot card by Doreen Virtue. I'll just show you the booklet. And I'll shuffle the cards, and I'll just ask the angels for 1 piece of advice. So 1 card to represent what advice they've got for you for all year round, so just to tie everything in. So I hope that makes sense to you. Now I've already pre-shuffled all the cards only because I did start recording this yesterday, funnily enough, but what happened was there was something that went wrong with the recording. So I'm recording it on a Sunday morning again. Everything's been laid out, found a way to get to record from the desk in a comfortable manner. And I've also got my trusty hot water bottle because in the UK it's absolutely bloody freezing, guys. Telling you, it's raining outside and it's awful. Anyway, I've been gabbering on for three minutes. Let's continue with the reading. Let me just get a swig of my drink. Quite thirsty actually. Okay, so between January and March 2013, Taurus, it's really interesting because your advice card came up as the 2 of Pentacles. Now this can be a card of several things. This is usually the card of when you're juggling money. So you can be juggling money, juggling your finances, because it is Pentacles, so it can refer to, obviously, to cash. It can be the card of juggling with options. So trying to make your mind up about something, or being playful. Or if you were set, for example, if this card came up in a love reading, it could even indicate somebody who was juggling 2 partners or 2 relationships. But it's always the whole point of that number 2 card is it's always trying to balance something out. Sometimes it's balancing out a decision. What decision do I make? If I do this, then I'll get this. If I do this, then I'll probably get this. So I do feel between January and March, Taurus, you're going to be juggling something. It could be money, because we do have a couple of Pentacle cards in here. We also have 1 card that represents you, the King of Pentacles, but it's in the reversed position. But there is something that you are undecided about, or you are weighing up your options. This is another card. It's weighing up your options as well about a particular situation. And I feel that the card is really saying as advice, it's the message from the universe that you have to make your mind up about something. There is definitely something that you're needing to make your mind up about. The first two cards that came up for you guys between January and March are the Page of Wands and also the Four of Cups. But the Four of Cups is in reverse. It's not much difference. I hope you guys can see this. I know that the lighting is terrible in here. There we go. So the Four of Cups, when it's reversed, isn't much different to when it's upright, because it's still about apathy. It's still about boredom. It's still about being discontented. But I almost get a feeling, because the Page of Wands can be a messenger, it can be good news, it can be taking a risk, it's usually going with our passions. The Page of Wands often reminds me of the Fool card, in that he is somebody who's quite fiery, quite motivated. He rushes ahead with his passions. Sometimes this card can regard if it's an action that you take, taking an action without thinking. And I do really feel here that you guys are really thinking about something. So perhaps it's a good thing that this Four of Cups is in reverse in a way, because that Page of Wands can sometimes be rushing into a circumstance, rushing into something because, but not really thinking about it. For example, if you were to get something like the Page of Wands plus the Devil card, that could be rushing into a, you know, an affair or into something quite tempting, and you're really kind of thriving off your lusts and your passions, but you're not thinking about the consequences. And it looks like here that you've kind of been procrastinating or deliberating on something. Perhaps I feel between January and March, you're going to really be procrastinating, because when the Four of Cups is in the reverse, this is somebody who really cannot make a decision. They really can't make a decision on something, okay? This is what this card signifies. It also signifies time running out. I've seen this card show up when it indicates that time is running out on something for you. But I almost feel like with the Page of Wands as well, that somebody won't give up on you on something. They really want you for something potentially. But I do sense an awful amount of procrastination. The Page of Wands can also be in relation to maybe a new job, a new career opportunity, because Wands are all about career. Pages are messengers, but they also can relate to paper, so contracts, signed papers, that kind of thing. This could be also to do with travel. So perhaps some of you are procrastinating on something because it's to do with something that might be out of your comfort zone, for example. But I feel that there might be some signed papers to do with a role, a job. Now, usually that would be also the Page of Pentacles, because the Page of Pentacles is about money, can be about new job opportunities. They are kind of the same thing in that the Wands and the Pentacles are all to do with, both of them are really to do with creation and building stuff. Both suits are. But the Wands can often be more with the career. So it literally talks about the job that you do. And the Pentacles is literally to do with the money side of things. So both are really the same. They just talk about different aspects of that career and work. I'm getting the sense that you guys don't want to rush into something here. This is why you're taking so long. But I'm wondering what it is that's worrying you between January and March, why you won't make a decision. Because you are weighing up an option with that Two of Pentacles as your advice card. You're weighing something up quite intensely, it would seem. It's almost like you're weighing up the pros and cons of something. We know this thing might be a success because we do have the Six of Wands, and also along with that card, Justice, showing up between January and March. Taurus. So whatever this is, the Six of Wands can literally be a job promotion. Again, it relates to career opportunities, going up in the world. Moving from one state of being into another state, but this is a very successful place. The Justice card can also be about legal stuff. So perhaps it's something. I'm not saying that the Page of Wands and the Four of Cups is something legal, but for some of you guys, it might be a legal thing with that Six of Wands and the Justice card. So you should find that if you've got any legal issues between January and March, Taurus, they should turn out fairly successful, because Six of Wands and Justice simply means that it's the culmination of all forces. It's something that comes together, and it's very, very, if what's gone before it is appropriate, if what's gone before it is honest, if what's gone before it is good karma, then what you'll find, guys, is that you're going to come into an area where everything is positive. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is if the past situation, if it's a legal situation and you know that you're in the right, and you know that you should be successful in a particular court case or something legal, then what happens is with that Six of Wands and the Justice card, you should get your wish come true. You should have a very positive outcome on legal matters. But that aside, I feel with this thing that some of you guys are procrastinating on, perhaps because you're afraid of rushing into something with that Page of Wands. I feel that it might be a good thing because, as I said, the Six of Wands and Justice is very much, as a combination, a very successful combination. It simply means that the outcome of an endeavour, of an offer, should result in something very positive and something very good in your favour, okay? What we also have, interestingly enough, though, is the Ace of Pentacles. So we can see that it's some form of offer here. I feel that what's coming up for you guys is some kind of financial offer. I've just got this really big feeling because the Ace of Pentacles is often a new job opportunity coming through. It's money in the hand. It can be money that just literally falls into your lap. Small wins. I mean, this to me, if you had something like the Wheel of Fortune and then the Ace of Pentacles, that would suggest, and then probably the Six of Wands or the Six of Pentacles as a combination together, they could probably talk about a lottery win, especially if it's the Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Pentacles, and then Six of Pentacles, because then we'd know that you've got some luck coming in. There's going to be a gift of money and somebody's going to be paying that money out to you with the Six of Pentacles. So we know them, probably it's along the lines for a lottery win or something like that. But the Ace of Pentacles on its own is usually the result of hard work, plenty of planning, because the Pentacles are always about planning. But it's obvious to see that there is something being offered to you here, and a financial opportunity. But we do have the King of Pentacles in reverse. That's interesting because now it's interesting that in the middle of this reading here, the Six of Wands and Justice says success to me. It does. Both cards scream success, success, success. So I can't put the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles down to it's a bad idea or it's a wrong thing to do with that King of Pentacles in reverse, okay? I'm feeling that this is how you guys are going to be feeling within these 3 months. The King of Pentacles, when he's upright, very practical, very intelligent, very, very successful, but his success has all been from what he has experienced and how he's brought about his own success, okay? So he's the one that's worked really hard. Nothing's been handed to the King of Pentacles on a platter. He started off being the page, turned his small pentacle into a large oak tree. That's what the King of Pentacles did, because he had vision, he had nous, he had intelligence, he had the kahunas to make things work. He was brave, he was courageous, he had foresight. But when the King of Pentacles is in the reverse, it's like somebody lacks foresight. Somebody lacks the ability to turn a dream into reality. It's almost like suggesting to me that someone, or maybe some of you guys might be feeling that you can't do anything with this opportunity. This is what I'm sensing here. And this is why we have the Page of Wands and the Four of Cups in the reverse, because it's a sense of absolute apathy over something. Absolutely, it almost feels to me like you're unwilling to make some sort of change, or there's something, or maybe with that Six of Wands and the Justice card, you've already got something that's very successful, and maybe something else comes in and you don't really want to change things around. Maybe you don't need to. Maybe with this Two of Pentacles, you're juggling life and you're juggling your finances just fine, thank you very much, so you don't really need to make any changes. But those four cards, especially the Page of Wands, Four of Cups in reverse, Ace of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles in reverse, to me, it suggests that there is no, it's almost like you see this opportunity that comes in as something that isn't particularly ideal to you. It's almost like you see the opportunity that comes in as something that isn't going to kind of help you to grow. You don't see any, and it could be for some of you guys that it's funny because we can look at this reading in another way as well, Taurus. For some of you guys, it could be that you have been experiencing a real type, because the Four of Cups in reverse can also mean depression and feeling very, very low, feeling really in a tight spot. Okay, and maybe this page, this cards here, is between January and March, also saying that what's going to happen is you're going to have some good news in that's going to relieve you of that. And what's interesting as well, if we looked at it in a more positive light, obviously, all of these things just sort of come to me as I'm getting on with the readings, is that this King of Pentacles in the reverse, there might be something that you guys have wanted to do that you cannot see a way to doing, because the King of Pentacles, when he's upright, has reached where he needs to go. So he's literally at that place. He's literally kind of, yeah, I'm kind of where I need to be. I've been very successful. I am very successful. But when he's downright, it's a lack of success. It's not being able to turn ideas into a practical reality. It can represent things like greed. It can represent things like meanness, shallowness, vacuousness, completely materialistic. So I feel that I could see that in another way, that for some of you guys, if there if you've been depressed or you've been worried about something that you can't kind of bring to fruition because maybe there's been a lack of finance with that King of Pentacles in the reverse, i.e. you don't know of a way that you can actually turn something practically into a reality, then that Ace of Pentacles would be your gift. It would be the solution to it, because the Ace of Pentacles is definitely being offered to this King of Pentacles in reverse, and the King of Pentacles is you guys, because you're Earth, you're Taurus, so this would be representative of you. And there should be something that comes in to relieve any anxiety or depression. Okay, so maybe some of you guys are literally juggling money as well with that Two of Pentacles. Okay, literally juggling money. And this reading is really saying that there is something coming in that's going to relieve you of that financial tension. And that's why we see the Six of Wands and the Justice card, because the culmination of coming out of a challenging period with that Six of Wands, and the Justice card says it is now, the cycle 360 degrees has been fulfilled. Do you see what I mean? So everything has come full force. Everything has come full circle. So literally, this Six of Wands facing this Justice card says to me, ultimate success. There's no regression with that. It's just success in terms of finances. I feel that this is something to do with finances and potentially career. I do. I feel it's something to do with that, definitely. But, you know, as I've said, when the reading, it can be many things. But I'm thinking two ways. I'm thinking three things, really. But I hope this reading doesn't go on. It's probably going to be an hour worth of a reading, but there's so many things that come to my mind, and I hate to miss them out, really. So the one way we said was that maybe there's a job offer that you're not interested in here, but it could be successful for you because we have the Six of Wands and Justice card. And maybe you've already got a job that you're quite happy with and you don't see a reason to go for this, which is why we see the lack of interest in the Four of Cups. You know, you've procrastinated for so long, and that King of Pentacles, you don't really see any longevity to that or any sustainability to that with that King of Pentacles in reverse. Yet something's being offered to you with the Ace of Pentacles, which is always a new financial opportunity. So maybe you're procrastinating there and you're weighing your options with that Two of Pentacles. The other way we looked at it is that for some of you guys, it could literally be where you've been going through some anxiety, some worry. It could be over bills. It could be over money. Yeah, money and bills. And what we're finding here is that with the King of Pentacles, you're thinking to yourself, you know, and it might even be something that you've been trying to get off the ground in terms of a project. With the King of Pentacles in the reverse, we know that it's money because we know that it's related to money because this is, the Pentacles are finance, but it's also related to how we build things. What is the practicality of building something successfully? So it's not being able to see your way forward, or the foresight, or being able to see how you're going to actually build something up. But something is offered to you with the Ace of Pentacles there, and there is good news with that Page of Wands. Okay, to relieve you of that. So for some of you guys, you're literally juggling money here. with that Two of Pentacles, literally juggling money. And the and the Six of Wands and Justice lets me know that, you know, you're going to be coming out of a time of real, if you've been feeling like the burn financially over something, you will be coming out of that between these 3 months, because we do have the Six of Wands and Justice, which says that, you know, and potentially it could be that, you know, if you've been putting a lot of work into this, your efforts are going to be rewarded with that Six of Wands and the Justice card. So we see real success with those cards. Okay, the other thing could be potentially that some of you do owe money, maybe to courts, maybe to bailiffs, that type of thing, because the Ace of Pentacles can literally be you guys having to pay money to the King of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody who's quite greedy, somebody who's quite materialistic, somebody who wants to take you for everything you've got. So literally, it could be you guys doing that. Now, the Page of Wands usually would be, I mean, I would have expected, I suppose, to see the Page of Swords next to that Four of Cups if it was disappointing or bad news or something like that. But the Page of Wands can literally be news that just turns up, a surprise. Okay, that's what the Page of Wands can be as well. So surprising news that turns up. So it might be something that you've buried underneath the carpet with that Four of Cups in the reverse, and something that you didn't want to deal with or you haven't dealt with. Okay, it could be some news that's coming through about something financial that you haven't dealt with. Okay, because we do have that Ace of Pentacles, you guys having to pay money out. King of Pentacles in reverse, very greedy, materialistic individual. Okay, so somebody who wants to take you for everything you've got. Okay, Six of Wands could literally be a bailiff arriving at your door, because you've got to look at, I've seen this figure turn up for so many things. Hasn't always been about what the analogy of the card is. It's literally a person, can be literally somebody banging on your door or demanding something of you. A very confident individual, and Justice can relate to the law, something legal. So it could be something legal financially that you guys owe out and you're having to pay back in January, between January and March, which is hence why we have Two of Pentacles showing you having to juggle your money and your finances. So that's your reading for the first 22 minutes on that. We'll have to be quick with the other ones though. I've got to make sure that this is only 30, 53, 55 minutes at the most. Okay, so that's your first reading, Taurus, for January and March. We're going to have a look now at April through to June. Very interesting reading, because I feel here your advice card is the Queen of Cups. Okay, so this is a card of reflection. It's a card of going inward. It's a card of using your intuition. It's a card of taking time out to do things for yourself and to really go inward. She is in tandem with the High Priestess. So it's to me as a card, it's saying that you need to kind of be aware of what it is that you want. You also need to be in connection with yourself in a very spiritual, grounded way, I feel, with that Queen of Cups. It's also about enjoying the passions in your life. It's also about enjoying your creativity. It's also about just doing the simple things in life that make you happy. But it's also a card about not staying stuck in the past, because the Queen of Cups is also a character who is very kind of wistful. She's very dreamy. And she can stay stuck in her dreams, which means that she's afraid to move out of them and move into the present, okay? But I do feel, I mean, we'll come back to that advice card as we go through the reading anyway, Taurus. But your first two cards are showing us the King of Cups and the High Priestess. So Taurus, none of these cards relate to you. Both relate to water signs. King of Cups is Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces male. High Priestess can relate to a Scorpio or a Pisces female, okay, or somebody with those energies. These two could literally be the same person in a way, because the High Priestess holds everything in, and so does that King of Cups. He never releases anything, whether he's upright or whether he's in the reverse. This is a character who finds it very difficult, even though he's a very compassionate, lovely, lovely man. And he'd be the type of man that everyone would want, because the King of Cups is a very sweet-hearted, loving, caring guy. He'll always put you before he puts himself. forward. So he'll always put somebody in front before he puts himself in front. That's what I'm trying to say. I love the King of Cups, but he is also prone to moods. He's also prone to having a bit of a drink. He is also prone to covering a lot of stuff up. This is why the King of Cups is often seen as sitting on a stormy sea, but he's holding his own, and he's holding fast by sitting on a throne that doesn't move. And so does the High Priestess. She never shows anything. There's a lot of secrets that go on inside of her. But I feel that when you get the King of Cups and the High Priestess, sometimes in a reading, it can relate to two people who are mutually attracted to each other, but who are too afraid to say it. So they know what they feel inside, but they're too afraid to kind of do anything about it. Okay, they're too afraid to kind of be honest with each other, or it's a very intense attraction between two people. So for some of you guys, it could literally be that there'll be an intense attraction between you and someone else, potentially if you work within an environment with that person, okay, within an office environment, because we do have the Four of Wands here, which can often represent an office environment, just an environment obviously with four walls where there's lots of socializing, lots of people. So potentially I'm looking at a situation where there could be a very strong attraction to someone, but there might be somebody else in the mix. It's interesting because you are Queen of Pentacles here. So it might even, if this is you, then this might be you coming between a couple of people here, or you might be the third person in a relationship. I don't see any number threes in this reading, but we really need number threes all the time to infer a love triangle? No, we don't. We don't have any love cards here as such, but the tarot is all about building something up, okay? Or building up a story. So potentially, because I know that the King of Cups and the High Priestess can sometimes be two people who are attracted to each other but who can't be together, or there's an issue there with development of a relationship, and both cards signify people who are quite inward and who are afraid to be honest about something. It could potentially be that situation there, and maybe you'll be the third person as well who's interested in this King of Cups. You are Taurus, so you would be Queen of Pentacles. I'm also seeing some of you guys maybe turning your back on a situation that's been quite stressful, because we do have the Fool card, and we've also got the Ten of Wands. Okay, so I feel that some of you guys are going to be walking away from something that might have been causing a little bit of stress. The Fool is someone who abandons conventionality. So the Fool really does things off his own back, off his own volition. He follows his bliss. The Ten of Wands is not following your bliss, it's following the things that you've got to do. So this literally can be with the Ten of Wands. It can be a situation literally where you've got so much on your plate, so many jobs, or so many responsibilities, that literally you're kind of falling underneath the weight. And the Fool card says to me that you decide just to abandon all of that responsibility, or you just decide to abandon all of that stress. So some of you guys, the Fool card is a travel card. So some of you guys may be going on holiday, obviously between April and June, and it wouldn't be out of character because those are the key times, I suppose, to go on holiday. It's Easter time and all of that type of thing. Some of you guys might be literally going on holiday with that Fool card, traveling to somewhere, maybe a destination that you've never been before, kind of letting go of all the stresses and the strains of life because you've got your back turned to that Ten of Wands. So I literally see a situation where some of you guys are going to be kind of relinquishing and releasing issues and problems between those months. Okay, if you've got any stresses or strains, you're going to be doing that. What else am I seeing here? I feel that, yeah, I mean, we do have the Four of Wands as well. That can be about holidays too, taking time out with loved ones, parties, celebrations. There's a lot of celebrations going on here as well, okay? Could be celebrating even a pregnancy or a birth, because we do have the Fool card. Fool cards can sometimes represent children, babies, births, new beginnings, okay? So, yeah, some of you guys might be celebrating. There's a gathering around maybe the Fool, a birth, a new beginning, a new life coming into the world. I see you guys really enjoying maybe being out in nature as well. I don't want to get mundane on the reading. Do you know what I mean? I don't always do. Yeah, well, you're going to enjoy going out and having a good, I don't really do that on reading very often, but I see the Queen of Pentacles. She really enjoys nature. She really enjoys the fruits of her labor. She's really successful, and maybe some of you guys are going to be very successful within a job, because the Queen of Pentacles is often seen as a very kind of savvy individual. She's very good at managing home, sorry if I do this, it's because my laptop's at the side and I can't see what I'm doing. She's very good at managing home, managing money. She's in a very kind of stable job, and with that Four of Wands there, I'm seeing stability as well. A lot of kind of financial and potentially home stability here, just in terms of your living space though, because I'm looking at the other cards and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know whether this is relationship stability, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether it's relationship stability, a year for that for you Taurians in a way. But I am seeing a lot of stability here. It could also be that some of you guys might be getting married. You might be, because we do have the Queen of Pentacles here on her own, but we do have that Four of Wands, can often be a marriage card. Okay, can often be a marriage card. Can be a card of engagements, marriages, social gatherings. Seeing a lot of good times, a lot of enjoyment for you guys between April and June. What else am I seeing here? For some of you guys, it could literally be that you choose to walk out of a relationship as well. I have to give several scenarios, guys, so I don't want to just give the one scenario on readings, because I have to just give what I can see. So for some of you guys, it will be the coming together of a relationship. For some of you guys, you've got issues and a lot of responsibilities that you're going to be taking time out from by going on holiday, by going away, with that Fool turning his back on the Ten of Wands. For some of you guys, it will literally be, I feel, that you do step out of a relationship, okay? That King of Cups and High Priestess can literally, for me as well, we did speak at the beginning of the reading saying that for some of you guys, this card can represent literally an attraction between two people, strong attraction, because both are spiritual cards, okay? So both are very heightened emotional cards, the King of Cups and the High Priestess, but yet they're quite solitary figures in a way, because they refuse to kind of interact because they're so inward. So it's literally a card of non-communication with those two cards, but there is a lot of emotion with both of those cards, but it's not being able to be demonstrated. So for some of you guys, it could literally be, I'm thinking maybe an estranged relationship between April and June as well, okay, as everything else I've said for some of you, because we do have the two estranged figures, King of Cups and the High Priestess, okay? They kind of complement each other, but in terms of because neither one really says anything. If I had King of Cups and Queen of Wands, I know Queen of Wands would be chattering her head off, okay? If I had King of Wands and Queen of Wands, I know that they would probably really get on, because they're both that way inclined. If I had King of Cups and Queen of Cups, there would be almost a comfortable silence between them, but there would be such a shared understanding. With the High Priestess and the King of Cups, I see these as two very kind of inward characters when they're on their own. So I feel that there's going to be some form of an estrangement here for some of you guys between April and June 2016, okay? And I feel that this is why we see the Fool, somebody probably setting off to take a break from something that they consider stressful with that Ten of Wands, okay? And it could be this estrangement for some of you guys. Some of you guys with this Queen of Pentacles time are going to be taking time out to really enjoy your own solitude, yourself, your friends, your money, that type of thing. And with that I see the Queen of Pentacles as well as turning her back on the Four of Wands. So she could be turning her back. Some of you guys literally could be turning your back on a commitment or a relationship or something like that in 2016, going on your own path. The Queen of Cups also can be a fairly solitary figure, somebody who's concentrating on her own passions, on her own ideals, on her own skills, somebody who's very intuitive, very spiritual. Queen of Pentacles, can be a very spiritual card as well, because the earth signs are a very spiritual sign as well as being materialistic, and she's very focused on nature too. So I do feel here that for some of you guys, it's going to be where there's a strong attraction, but nothing is kind of manifested as yet. For some of you guys, you could literally be walking away from a relationship, or at least walking away from something that's giving you a lot of stress. For some of you guys, it could literally be maybe a baby shower or a celebration over a new birth. You know, it's funny because I'm looking at this guy on the Ten of Wands here, and he's lying diagonal to the lady on the Queen of Pentacles. Can you see that, guys? Can you see how they kind of have their backs to each other? So that's why I'm feeling maybe for some of you guys it will be an estranged relationship as well. Estranged, sorry. And if we looked at the Fool diagonal to the Four of Wands, we could see there that the Fool literally is stepping out of the home. Okay. So literally for some of you guys as well, it could be that you've got teenage children and they're setting off for college, or they're going back to college, so they're stepping out of the home. So I feel that some of you guys are going to be leaving something quite familiar behind, and I feel that you'll be focusing for a lot of you guys on yourself, because we do see that Queen of Cups there. That's your reading, guys, for April through to June. Let's have a look what's coming up between July and September. This is a really screwed up reading in a way. I'm sorry. It is. It's really strange. When I pulled these other cards last night, I was like, what the hell is going on here? Why is somebody chasing someone? And neither of these signs are you, except for the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I feel between April and June, sorry, not April and June, July and September, we do have the Wheel of Fortune as your advice card, stroke message. There's a lot of change coming in here for you guys. I don't know whether it's centered around you, okay, because we only see one pentacle card here, the Knight of Pentacles, okay. Some of you guys already seem to be in a reliable job potentially. All right, so I feel that there seems to be a lot of messages coming through potentially, and it could be literally whereby maybe for some of you guys there'll be a reliable job that is under attack, because we do have the Knight of Pentacles here is holding one pentacle, and the Knight of Pentacles is usually about a loyal, trustworthy friend, but it's usually about when I look at the Knight of Pentacles, I can see it's usually a work-related card. So it's usually about having a very rock-solid job, okay? Very reliable income, reliable financial stream of income, reliable establishment. Even if the income is small, it's reliable. It's there every week, or it's in your bank every month. Okay, it's rock steady. It's reliable. It's what you've come to rely on it. Okay, but for some reason we've got the Eight of Wands facing that Knight of Pentacles. Okay, this could either be where there might be some kind of surprise coming in about your job potentially, or there are messages that you are receiving about this job that you're in, with that Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands facing the Knight of Pentacles. It almost looks like the wands are attacking him, like they're trying to chuck him off his... If I can show you how these cards are faced, guys, can you see that? Those wands are literally facing that guy. And I've often seen that Eight of Wands come up in a reading, especially if I've done a daily reading for myself, or a daily couple of cards, especially when I was working in the offices last year, and I wanted to see how my day would go, and I would get that Eight of Wands, and I was the High Priestess. I come up as the High Priestess a lot, so I would get the Eight of Wands basically trying to... one day I had the High Priestess and the Eight of Wands together, and the Eight of Wands looked like they were attacking the High Priestess. I'm a very quiet person if I have to work outside of the home, and people were basically trying to disturb my peace. So going back to that, that's interesting. This is somebody who's trying to disturb your peace here. This is someone who's trying to do something here. Okay, I feel a lot of you that you're Taurus, so you're very, very grounded people. Okay, you're Earth. The earth signs are always very practical. Okay, they like to plan. Could be something that happens here that throws some plans of kilter, I feel, because the Knight of Pentacles is a methodical individual. So if you've been methodically planning something between July and September, Taurus, let me just tell you, I feel that there is something that happens or something that comes in that is trying to kind of maybe disrupt those plans, or maybe, yeah, I feel there might be some kind of disruption maybe that goes on there from something, from an energy, maybe from some news that comes in that might try and halt whatever it is that you've been working towards or planning. We also have, which is interesting enough, the King of Wands and the Knight of Swords. But look how these guys are faced. Can you see here, guys, what's going on? That Knight of Swords is chasing the King of Wands. Okay? This person is either trying to get ahead of the King of Wands, or they're trying to bully him. Whenever I've seen this Knight of Swords, it's a bully boy. It's someone, and I've seen it, I remember there was a reading, I did a second reading for Scorpio in December, but I didn't get a chance to put it up. And are both Scorpios. But it's just a general reading for the channel. It was for Scorpio. And I saw that Knight of Swords chasing a guy on the Six of Wands in the overall energy for Scorpio, the second reading that didn't go up. So anyway, this Six of Wands bloke is obviously trying to make a success of his life. He's trying to do something with his life. He's just trying to, he's riding out of a challenge, but he's trying to get to where he wants to go at his own pace. But the Knight of Swords behind him is trying to say, hurry up, you're not going fast enough, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. That's what I thought about those two cards together anyway. My twin sister had got this new job, you see, where she works. It was higher than where she'd been. And she's doing all right at it. You know, she's still got challenges to get through, which the Six of Wands never speaks about. You might be coming to a place of coming through something, but it's not all like you just get through a challenge like that. You've still got things to go through, but you're getting there. And she's getting there. But then she had a boss, you see, who decided that she would start bullying my sister. So not bullying her, but start saying, you know, you're not doing this quick enough, or have you done this, or have you done this, or have you done that? That lady was actually the Knight of Swords, who was trying to push my twin sister along. And my twin sister was the lady, or the man, the character on the Six of Wands. Does that make sense to you guys? So literally, what I'm seeing here, I feel that this is you guys as the King of Wands. If it's not you guys, then these are two characters that you're going to know, okay? One, it could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, which is the King of Wands. And the Knight of Swords could be the, I don't like to say the enemy, but the antagonistic individual, okay? Who is trying to either stop something, catch up with something. I'm seeing maybe some competition here around July and September. I've seen this, whenever I see that Knight of Swords, I know it's either an attack of conscience, but the way that I feel that it's an attack of conscience a lot of the time, if it's you both times and this card comes up, let me show you. Okay. Say, for example, guys, we had the Knight of Swords facing the Knight of Pentacles. Can you see that? If they were facing each other, to my mind, this is somebody who's thinking, okay, I'm going to be trying to go for something, but their head is saying, no, I don't think I can do that. That's the Knight of Swords in your head when he's facing a character. When he's behind a character, I've noticed that the Knight of Swords is often somebody else. Can be somebody when they're facing a character who's saying, no, stop, do not go, do not do this. Often it can be another person, but usually I find that when they're behind someone, they're either trying to push them along, or they're trying to cause trouble for them, or bully them, or do something, okay? This is not a great character some of the time. So I do feel between, just keeping a check on the time, guys, between July and September, Taurus, that a situation will come in. You've got plans. This is you, Knight of Pentacles. You are Earth. You're making plans, but there's someone or something that's trying to throw you off kilter with that. And I'm seeing that with the Knight of Swords behind the King of Wands. This is you guys quite confident. And I'm seeing the King of Wands is above the Knight of Pentacles. So to me, this says you're quite confident in plans that you're making. Okay, you're planning and trying to do movement here. There's movement that you're trying to make, okay, with something. But somebody, it could be competition. It could be literally an argument. It could be somebody who's trying to catch you off guard or do something. And I feel that they are trying to do something to either stop you or halt you in your tracks or even get ahead of you. Because we do have that Knight of Swords above the Eight of Wands. Both cards are about speed. King of Wands doesn't need any confidence. So we can't say that it's the Hermit and the Knight of Swords is behind him. You know what I mean? It's not somebody who's trying to push someone into the light or push someone into confidence. The King of Wands has already got enough confidence of his own. The Knight of Pentacles already knows what it wants to plan. It's just making its plans. It's just working towards stuff. So these two guys don't need any more confidence than they've got. But for some reason, the Knight of Swords wants to push this King of Wands along. He either wants to get ahead of him or he either wants to knock him out of the way. But I'm knowing this because that Eight of Wands is facing the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is stationary, but the Eight of Wands moves so fast that if it comes up against you, it's going to knock you over. Okay, so there is an energy here from someone, communication, what they're giving off to you guys, that is perhaps trying to halt you in some plans, I feel, between those 3 months. Okay, and we know this as well because we have Three of Swords underneath. And we've also got the Ace of Wands. Both cards to me signify argument. Three of Swords can literally be, and it could be 3 characters here as well, argument, problems. Knight of Pentacles, King of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. So it could be 3 people involved in an argument, or just the 2 of you. But what we know is there is some sort of altercation that happens here, I feel, between July and September 2016, because the Ace of Wands, and it could literally be, maybe for some of you guys, you're in a partnership with someone and maybe there's a division of that, because we do have the Ace of Wands, which is the new idea card, the bright spark of an idea. But it is a spark, and it can be a spark of rage as well. And I feel with that Three of Swords, it potentially could be something that builds up and blows up, potentially. When I look at this Ace of Wands, it's almost like saying to me, I am right. Okay, Three of Swords is the argument, separation, hurtful words, hurtful feelings. I do feel this Three of Swords is connected with the Eight of Wands. I feel, and the Knight of Swords as well. I feel that somebody is on the attack here. Somebody might be trying to halt you or stop you in something. But maybe after that Three of Swords with that Ace of Wands, maybe that's the new beginning card for you guys. Maybe that's where you're able to turn a corner with something here. Okay, maybe you are receiving a lot of issues going on, but maybe this Ace of Wands is a good thing after that Three of Swords, if it doesn't mean argument or raw fire altogether. I feel that there's fire energy and mind. So, and we see fire and mind here, Knight of Swords and fire energy with the Eight of Wands, okay? So it's like this real kind of maybe verbal vomit or something directed towards you or somebody that you might know. But with that Ace of Wands as well, it could literally be something that arises out of this situation, which is hence why we have the Wheel of Fortune. There is a change here. So I'm not going to say whether it's good or bad, because it depends on what situation you've been in before all of this situation took place. If it's been a really good situation with something that's been happening in your life and suddenly you recognize this situation, it could mean that things are about to change, not in the greatest of ways. If this situation has been developing for quite a time, then maybe this Wheel of Fortune is connected with the Ace of Wands, which means that there's going to be a change in a direction here with that Ace of Wands. Okay, can often mean a change in a direction as well, I feel, with that Ace of Wands card, because the wands are very flexible, aren't they? Do you see what I mean? It's fire, it can bend, it can turn. It's like air, it can kind of travel in all sorts. It's like all of them, I guess, except for your pentacles, because pentacles are a solid object, they're money. But air, water, fire, it can all bend. It can all bend. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I feel that there is some form of a change coming in, either in relationships, potentially with that Wheel of Fortune as your advice card, or in a situation that perhaps turns things around for the better with you between those 3 months. Okay, let's do your last cards now, guys. It's an interesting year for you, Taurus, okay? Very interesting indeed. We've got a situation here where someone's got you in lockdown, because we have the advice card as being the moon. So by the end of the year, I know this isn't turning out to be the greatest of readings, but what can I do? I mean, the cards are what they are. If you want to interpret them in another way, please do so. But from what I'm seeing here, these are not the greatest cards, but we do see the culmination as being a really good thing, Taurus, okay? You're in lockdown, the moon. This is either way, you're not looking at... either way, you're not looking at something in the right way. You're not seeing something for what it is, Taurus. Or this is literally where you could be feeling some anxiety between those 3 months, okay, and depression. Or you're looking for an answer. The moon represents... usually it's representative, apparently, of Scorpio. Some people say the zodiac sign of Cancer. So there's a lot of kind of, even though you're Taurus and you're quite staunch and you're quite rigid, there's a lot of water energy running through your year. A lot of water energy. I've just feel that you're needing to face up to something emotionally during 2016, Taurus. Yeah, and it's interesting because we've got the moon as your advice card, and we've also got the moon in the reading for you that came with the small cards. We've got the Eight of Swords. A lot of swords are coming up for you. A lot of swords. The Eight of Swords and the moon. This is suggests to me real kind of mental lockdown for you guys. I've got to be honest, because the Eight of Swords is often a card about mental repression. It's a card about, this lady can speak and she can walk, but she doesn't. Okay, her eyes are bound, her arms are bound, but nothing else is bound. So there is something that is telling you that you can't scream out for help, or you can't ask for help, or you can't walk towards help because you're too afraid of, it could be the repercussions. So sometimes I see this as being a card of being afraid of repercussions, because she has her mouth. There's a building in the back of that. Can you see that? There's a building right there at the back of these swords. So there's no reason why the lady can't scream for help, scream out. Okay, there's no reason why she can't try and walk out. Surely she'd be able to sense the water underneath her feet. But she's afraid to move, very afraid to move. And I feel it's because of the repercussions of something as well. I feel with this moon card, there is a sense possibly of danger as well with you guys, because this can be a card of danger or sensing a dangerous situation going on. So maybe the repercussions of why you won't move, or why you won't, why you're keeping silent about something. I feel that somebody's got you trussed up here like this. Could be a sense of danger, could be a sense of, you'll know what the situation is between October and December, I feel. But there is some kind of mental lockdown here for you guys with those two cards. I feel that this is the guy that's done it. Seven of Swords fella. Could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius individual. But this is a dishonest character by the end of the year, okay? And with the moon card, this could be somebody who has shown two faces. The Seven of Swords to me is somebody that shows who they are in daylight. Look, this is me. I'm a thief. I'm not trying to hide it. Okay, so they come to you with a pretense as to who they are. But with the moon card, this is truly who they are, because they've hidden it. Okay, so it's the shades of light and dark, trying to appear one way in the daylight, but in the moonlight, you look completely different. There is a complete difference. It's the two faces syndrome for me. But I feel that you guys are going to be walking away from it anyway. I feel that you know what's going on here. You know that somebody has you doesn't have your best interests at heart by the end of the year. This is not a bad reading, Taurus. It's just a facet of your life. It's not all of your life, okay? So don't go through 2016 thinking, oh my God, Carol's universe, give me a bad reading. Don't do that on readings, okay? This is just a facet that could happen for some of you. It is a general reading. If you want a more personalized reading, you have to come to my website and ask for a reading, or go to another tarot reader for a reading, okay? This is just a general reading, and I'm always honest on reading. I can't lie. The cards speak for itself. There's a situation here where you are in mental lockdown, okay? Or you're trying to ignore something or what somebody else is doing. There is somebody that shows two faces. We do have the Seven of Swords and the moon card together, okay? This person has got you in lockdown with that Eight of Swords, but you do choose to come out of it with the Eight of Cups. You're no longer taking the bullshit, Taurus. No way. There's no way you're taking the bullshit, because you walk away from it, and your intuition leads you to that. So you know what's going on here, because this is an intuitive card as well, the moon card. So it's about our deepest intuitive feelings as well, and trying to face up to them. It's also about a lack of clarity, but finding the clarity in the lack of clarity, because the moon is that clarity there. This is why these dogs are screaming for answers, okay, because it's all within themselves, okay. Directly underneath that, the moon answers, and if you can see on this card, the moon is kind of smiling because finally you receive your answer. It was there all along and you decide to walk away. Who are you walking away from? The geezer on the Seven of Swords. In the end, it looks by the end of the year, Queen of Swords, this could be another character, air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, could be a friend. Queen of Swords is usually a very fair, logical character who will always give you the best of advice. She doesn't mince her words. She's not kind of going to pat you on the back and say, there, but she'll tell it to you like it is, okay? So you could have a friend like that by the end of the year or already now who's not willing to kind of baby feed you and pat you on the back and soothe it all over and there. They're going to tell you as it is. But in that, it will give you far more healing and confidence, and it will also help you to kind of balance out the things that you couldn't balance out before with the Eight of Swords, with the Moon card, and with that Seven of Swords. We've got Temperance as your last card. So by the end of the year, you're going to be feeling on a far more happier, even keel with yourself, okay? It's not a bad reading at all. There is clarity to be found in between the end of those months. I feel that there is somebody here who's taking advantage or trying to take advantage, but you're onto them. You're onto them, Taurus. You know what the deal is and you're not putting up with it anymore, and you walk away royally because you've either got a friend there who helps you or you just make that clear-cut decision for yourself. You welcome in balance, you welcome in healing, you welcome in help. Okay, let's just do your final, let's just do the angel card then. Universe, Spirit, what is the message that you have for the people of Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the year 2016? What is the advice card and message that you have, angels, please? Angels, what is the advice message that you have for Taurus? Sun, Two of Fire, you've come into your own, new partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. So this will be a year, I feel, of coming into your own. Yes, there are going to be certain things that might set you back a little bit, certain things that you'll need to work through, certain things, but it's all to set you off on a path to enlightenment, to happiness. Let's just have a quick look at this Two of Fire. Okay. This is a time of coming into your own. The steps you're taking to improve your career or business are on the right track. As you move forward, courageous choices are necessary and will be rewarded. Continue forging ahead and don't be discouraged by temporary delays. Very true. Also, don't allow anyone to hinder your progress. That definitely came up for you between July and September. Consider working in partnership with those whose skills complement your own. Joint endeavours can help you achieve your goals. Negotiations move smoothly at this time, okay? Additional meanings of this card: excellent foresight, hope for the future, contracts and business agreements, great potential, controlled progress. So there's a lot of progress to be made. There will be some things that some people are trying to hinder you with, but you will come out of them. You will find a route out of them, okay? It's a good year for you guys, but as I say, the tarot is always nuanced and it will always have ups and downs. So don't spend 2016 worrying about this reading. It's a very good one. Thanks for your time, Taurus. Take care. Bye-bye.